These are the S650 style headlights, complete with the sequential turn signals, and they're available for all 2015 through 2017 Mustangs and all 2018 through 2020 Shelby GT350s. Now you guys should be checking out these options if you'd like to implement a combination of that new S650 tri-bar and headlight styling, sequential turn signals, and a full LED operation, all for right around that $1,200 price point. Now, when talking features here with these options, I would say the biggest is going to be the radical change in appearance thanks to the modern S650 inspired styling. By now, I'm sure most Mustang fans have seen the 2024 and newer Mustangs, along with the changes that Ford has made to the front end and more specifically the headlight area on that car. The signature tri-bar is removed from the inner portion of the light to the top portion as seen here, and the three projectors were given this kind of unique outline which really did make a difference in the appearance. Now these lights that we have with us here today implement all of the unique S650 characteristics into a package made for the S550 cars, and honestly guys, I have to say it does work very well. Sometimes when the aftermarket tries to kind of recreate new tech on older gens, it can be hit or miss. But I can honestly say here that the modern S650 inspired styling does work very well on the early S550 cars. Now your construction is going to be similar to the OE Ford headlights in a lot of different ways, from the durable black ABS plastic housing, topped off with the crystal clear polycarbonate lens. Now behind those clear lenses, you'll find the layout of the three high-powered LED projectors, outlined with that same detail found on the 2024 and newer Mustangs, which by the way, does also illuminate as sort of a daytime running light. Up top, you'll find the three matching tri-bar running lights done up in the S650 fashion here. And those will not only serve as your daytime running light in addition to the detailer on the projectors, but those top lights are also going to function as a sequential turn signal as well, flashing from bright white to amber in sequence. Now the lights do feature a 100% LED operation and are basically ready to install right out of the box, thanks to a pretty basic install that we'll show you more on in a little bit. Now coming in around that $1,200 price point, the S650 style projectors here are going to be one of the more premium headlight options in the category for the S550 owners out there looking for a high quality option. In fact, these are going to fall right in line with the Morimoto XBs, for instance, and even the Alpha X Nova series options, all of which are some of the nicer headlights in the category. Last but not least, let's shift gears and talk about the install, and the site's gonna call this a solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, thanks to a pretty simple install, but one that does require the removal of that front bumper. So you're gonna wanna leave yourself at least an hour to complete this from start to finish, maybe a little bit more depending on how fast you like to work. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a ratchet, extension, 13, 10, 8, and 7mm socket, Phillips head screwdriver, clip removal tool, wire connectors, wire strippers, and wire crimpers. All right, today we're gonna be installing some headlights on our Mustang. First, we're gonna watch a quick video to uninstall the stock ones, then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
So for this install, we're gonna have to get the car up in the air a little bit, and we're gonna have to remove the front bumper. It's a pretty simple process. I'm gonna walk you through it. So let's get started. I'm gonna start by using my clip tool to remove the clips that hold the upper rad cover on. And I'll just pull these out and pull the rad cover off. So with my rad cover out of the way, I can take my 8mm socket and remove the 6 8mm screws along the top of the bumper, but don't forget the 7mm screws hiding underneath the weather strip here, and I'm just gonna use a 7mm socket to get those out. Now I need to pull back my inner fender liner here up against the front bumper. There are 4 clips here on the inside of the wheel well. One of ours is missing, but just imagine that it's there. And there's 2 at the bottom that I'll have to remove. And then I can pull my wheel well liner back far enough to gain access to the bolt that is behind the liner on the corner of the front bumper. I'm just gonna use my clip tool once again to pull the clips out, and then I can pull the liner back. So back here at the corner of this bumper, there is a plastic bracket that mounts the fender to the bumper, and there's a 7mm screw that goes through the 2 and attaches the bumper into the fender. And what you're gonna have to do is take a 7mm socket on your ratchet to remove it. Now, our bumper has been off so many times that hardware is missing, but all you need is a 7mm socket and ratchet, and it'll come right out. Now I'm just gonna repeat this exact same process on the other side of the vehicle, and once again, remove the 7mm screw here at the corner of the bumper. Now you can pull your fender liner back once again and remove the 7mm screw right here. With our fender liners pulled back and the corner of our bumper unbolted, now we can unhook our fog lights and turn signals, as these are going to be coming off with the bumper when we remove it from the car. So I'm just gonna unplug my connectors and pull them off the back of the lights. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So next I'm going to use a combination of a clip removal tool and a 7mm socket on my impact to remove the 4 screws and 2 clips on the bottom of the belly pan, but I'm going to leave it attached to the front bumper so everything comes off in one piece. All right, let's go with the screws first. So now you're going to want to very carefully pop the corners of the front bumper out. Make sure not to damage these tabs, as you will need them to reinstall the bumper. And with both of the corners popped off now, we can remove the front bumper. So now that I have my bumper pulled off, I have access to all the hardware for the headlight. I'm going to use a 10mm socket for the top and bottom 10mm screws and a 13mm socket for the outer screw. So now I can remove my headlight and unplug the connector.
So now we're gonna get our new headlight and get this in place. We have our factory connector. We're gonna plug that in. Do you hear click? You have our harness tab right here. And we're gonna get our headlight into position. Line up all of our tabs. I'm just gonna thread in our 2 10mm bolts in the front here just to help hold it in place. We'll get our 13mm bolt in on the side. So we have our 13mm bolt on the side here. Thread that in, grab a ratchet and socket, tighten that down. Switch over to our ratchet 10mm socket, tighten our 2 bolts in the front. So now we have our 1 yellow wire that comes off of our headlight. That's actually our turn signal function for our headlight. So we're gonna go into our connector down here. As you can see, we have T-taps down here already put on our wires. They simply just clamp over our wire, and then we have a spade connector that goes in the back. So let's get this hooked up now. So we're gonna start off with our wire strippers and just strip some wire back, just so we can get our spade connector on. Twist that up, and we can go ahead and grab our crimpers and crimp that down. Now the wire we are going after will be the furthest from our release tab in the 3rd spot here. On the passenger side, it is a yellow and blue wire. It might be a different color on the driver's side, but it will be in that same position. So like I said, let's take our spade connector, plug it into our T-tap. Now we can go ahead and repeat the same steps for the other headlight on the other side, and we can go ahead and get our bumper on. So now we're gonna get our bumper in place, line up all of our tabs. And we can go ahead and plug our lights in on the side and get our fenders mounted. So now we're gonna pull back our bumper here and plug in all of our connectors. And then we'll go ahead and get our bumper mounted to our fender. We'll get our bumper secured in our fender here. Go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side for the connectors down the bumper and mounted here on the fender. And we can go ahead and get everything secured up top. So up top here, we're gonna secure our bolts going across the top. Now we have our Phillips head on either side. So we'll grab our screwdriver and tighten those down first. And then we have our 8mm screws going across too. Get those installed with our ratchet and socket. Lastly, up top here, we just have to put our rad cover on, line that all up, and then reinstall all of our push clips going across. Now that this is all done, we can go ahead and start underneath and start securing everything. So now we're underneath our bumper. We're gonna secure our 7mm bolts across the back, 2 up front. Now we're missing a clip here, just make sure you reinstall that one. Then we have our 2 push clips on either side. Secure them in. Then we're gonna go to our wheel well sides and secure all that. Now on the sides here, we have one more underneath. Secure that, and the one at the bottom. Let's get that all lined up. All right, so right here on our fender is where we're actually secure our bolt up here in our fender. So you grab your ratchet socket and tighten that down. Like we said, ours is broken and missing, so we're just gonna ignore that for now. But then we're gonna come down and secure our final 2 push clips. So we have our one down here, and then our one that's sunk in up here. Now you just go ahead and repeat that same process for the push clips, bolt up in the fender, and a couple down the bottom of the wheel on the other side, and you're all set to go. And that wraps up our install of our S650 style headlights with a black housing and clear lens for our 2015 to 17 Mustang and 2018 to 20 Mustang GT350. And remember, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.